Good afternoon. Today we're going to cook the Singapore famous salted egg prawns or hipon na may itlog na maalat. And here are the main ingredients of our salted egg prawns. Please check the description box for full details. One of the main ingredients on our salted egg prawn is the curry leaf. This will give the best flavor. So let's start. The first thing that I'm going to do is to separate the egg yolks from the egg whites. And I'm using 2 eggs. After separating the egg yolks from the egg whites, we will then going to beat. So let's beat the egg whites as well as the egg yolk. So beat them very well, just like what I'm doing right now. Let's get the prawn and we will be mixing it with the egg whites. The prawn that I'm using here is the medium size of prawn, and I have already deveined it and removed the heads. But don't worry, I kept the heads for the next menu. Let's continue to mix the egg whites to the prawn and make sure that it is well absorbed before we put the corn flour. And now it's ready. We will then be adding the corn flour to the prawn. So we have to make sure that it is well distributed and it's well absorbed by the prawn before we fry it. And once the shrimp is well coated with corn flour, we will then start to chop our chili. So I'm using 2 chilies here, the spicy one. And now let's heat the pan and put some oil. We have to make sure the oil is hot enough. So I'm using here a chopstick to check whether there's already bubble coming out, then it's hot. And let's start frying. We will only fry each side of the prawn very quickly. We will not going to overcook the prawn. Maybe 1 minute each side, that should be enough. Once the prawns are slightly cooked, we will remove it from the oil and let's set it aside. The same with the second batch. Let's lightly fry it on each side as well. Now that the prawns are set aside, we will remove the oil from the pan and just keep a bit of oil just to be used when we are going to melt the butter. Make sure that you melt the butter in low fire. After melting the butter, we'll then fry the minced garlic in low heat. And now let's fry the chili. So this is an optional ingredient if you do not want it to be spicy. After frying the chili, we will then add the curry leaves, and this will give a very flavorful aroma into our salted egg prawn. So I put a bunch of these curry leaves, and we will just fry it very quickly. At this moment, the smell of the curry leaves plus the garlic and the chili are so flavorful. Now let's add the mashed salted egg yolk. We will just fry it well and wait until there are bubbles coming out. So we have to keep stirring. For extra thickness, we will be adding salted egg yolk paste. So this is also made from a salted egg. And we will just mix it together and wait until there are bubbles and sprinkle it with 1 teaspoon of sugar and a pinch of salt. So let's mix all the ingredients. And you can see there are bubbles coming out, and that's what we really need to achieve. Then we can add the egg yolk, mix it well again, and we can now add on the prawn, and we will be incorporating it with the gravy that we have just created. Okay, so right now we will just constantly stir it until all the flavor and all the gravy are absorbed by the prawn. Let's keep stirring to make sure that the gravy is well absorbed by the prawn. And as you can see here, it's almost done. And what are you waiting for? Come on, let's go and eat. It's so yummy! Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Bye-bye!